Okay, here's our installation screen. On the left here we have change language, register product, documentation, contact customer support, and the user's guide. So let's get right into it. It's 10:28 a.m. I agree. It's a security notification. Let the software do everything if asked by your firewall. We're going to install everything: status monitor, user guide, and status monitor center. Continue. And the default settings are fine, and I want it as a default printer. Now there are PostScript and PCL print drivers. Now I only chose to do the XL driver, which I assume is the PCL emulation. So we'll see what happens if we can go back and install the PostScript driver, and whether or not it takes a separate process to do so. Moving right along, looking good, installing more things than I checked at the previous screen. But nonetheless, it's moving along quite well. All right, now we can select our connection type, and we're going to do it Ethernet. The cable is already plugged in. Okay, it found the printer. Continue. Now this modified search button over here allows you to specify different subnets and other options if it can't find the printer that you're trying to install. Oh boy, that was quick. Printer is ready to use. Finished. Okay, that's 10:36, and it only took 8 minutes. And you can see the status messenger is running down here already. Let's see what the settings look like. Didn't have to reboot or anything. Alert settings, printing problems, supplies are low, show details, keep an error log, run status monitor at startup. When I click an error message, get the most up-to-date help from the knowledge base, and show the help file on my computer. So that's it. This will change colors and alert me if there's a problem. Let's see what software was installed. Lexmark. Okay, we have customer support, waste recycling, an uninstaller, the Lexmark printer home, status messenger was running down here already. Here's the printer home. You can also get to this by clicking on the printer, and devices and printers in this same window will open up. Routine maintenance, supply status, see what's printing, settings, adjust print options, configure your printer. These are the same settings that you would get if you right click the printer in devices and printers. This will take you to the online support and additional software. Lexmark Tools for Office. It gives you toolbars in Microsoft Office to let you maximize the use of this printer and make more changes on the fly instead of external changes like setting it to grayscale and up and things like that. Status Monitor Center will look at it. This Lexmark toolbar actually is pretty useful for people who do print a lot of web pages, because it'll let you capture a web page and print only what's applicable on the page without all of the ads and all the other stuff, as well as group a whole bunch of pages together before you print, make changes to all the pages, turn on duplex, do a whole bunch of stuff to so you don't waste toner and you get a much better quality printout without headers, footers, all kinds of other stuff, and way better page control. I don't particularly care for toolbars, but they're all to take up real estate space in my browser. But this, there have been times in the past when I was printing out web pages and I wish that I had Lexmark toolbar installed. You don't have to show it in the browser. You can turn off the view and to get the real estate, screen real estate, and then turn it back on the view when you need it. View the toolbar when you need it. So we'll look at Status Monitor Center from here. It's actually available from here as well, and it was the last thing on the list beside the user guide. Status Monitor Center. So we'll take a quick look at that. It tells you your supply status. If you click order supplies, you go to the website. It's telling you the media type, capacity, size. It's not telling you whether or not it's how much media is in there. And when you click on this printer web page, you go to the embedded web server, and it's Lexmark has a powerful embedded web server, more powerful than most, and goes into your web browser, and you can also just enter this address here if you want to go to the embedded web server in your Internet Explorer or Firefox or Safari or whatever you're using. So you get the device status. You can clone all the settings on a printer and import them and export them. Come on. Oh, it's loading up Java down here, so it's going to take a... It lets you import and export printer settings, because if you go over here to settings, there's a heck of a lot of them. You can set up bookmarks, which are actually documents on the web, and you can quickly recall and print them from the control panel on this touch screen up here. In fact, you can even see the touch screen right here. And you can actually operate it remotely. Come on. And if you click bookmarks on the control panel, well, actually, yes, you can see that I have these bookmarks set up, and they are actually documents on the web that I can print. This is actually simulating the control panel, and you can hear it clicking and doing stuff over here. Here's a thumbnail of the document. You can change print options. You can delete it. You can duplex it. You can print only certain pages. It's really really powerful stuff. So I'll click home. So that's what these bookmarks are all about. And then there's your basic settings over here, or your network settings, firmware, security. This has email alerts, which lets you have a whole bunch of people to get an email in case any of these options, any of these things occur. Cartridge low, invalid cartridge, defective cartridge, unsupported cartridge, missing imaging unit, replace imaging unit, change media, paper jam. Punch box is full for the hole punch unit. Scheduled maintenance, so you can set up a list of people who would, you can check and uncheck this and just have certain people get notified when certain things happen. It's pretty powerful. There's also applications that you can install on this printer. And right now there's 3 of them. One of them is called Forms and Favorites. We'll look at that on the control panel. And then in Echo settings, it's also pretty cool. We'll look at that on the virtual control panel in a minute. But you can download and install new apps from here. Okay, let's quickly look at security. It's got a whole bunch of security stuff you can do. PIN, password, internal accounts, LDAP, LDAP Plus, Kerberos, Active Directory. It's got templates that you can set up security templates, and you can set up access controls based on these templates with all of this stuff. Whether people can access the menus, whether they can access change web, the management settings, whether they can use bookmarks, create bookmarks remotely, use the flash drive, use held jobs, profiles. So custom applications, you can apply all of these security settings individually, or you can make templates for them. Pretty powerful stuff. So let's go back to settings, make sure we saw everything. The most important stuff. With reports, if you look at statistics, you get all kinds of stuff here. Jobs by emulation, jobs by length, last job printed, USB jobs, picked sheets, if media sheet counts, letter paper, mono prints, and up prints, environmental cost data, when it was turned, how long it's been turned on, how long it's been turned off, supply information, giving you how many prints were made on the cartridge, the coverage history, 7% coverage, lifetime. It's a whole bunch of stuff. This is really a very powerful embedded web server. Applications, we don't have any installed. And let's go quickly to the remote operator panel and let's look at, I sent a job and I held it. You do that by okay, here's the print driver, preferences. This is what the print driver looks like. Your duplex and up. Booklet poster is on the first tab, and you can save and recall different print settings here, and you can export and import them. So if I set up a duplex job, booklet, and I could save it as a booklet job, and then I can export that and import it. Paper finishing, we have the media size, type, tray, output. Quality is pretty much self-explanatory. Watermarks, and standard watermarks are confidential date and time draft username. You can use them on the first page or on odd even pages, or create your own watermarks. Overlays, you can create overlays and have them automatically overlaid on all pages, first page, odd even pages, over and under the image. And here's what we went in here originally for. It's called print and hold. I can send a job under this my username, or you can create a username, and you can do confidential print, which requires a PIN to print it. You can do a verify print. It'll send a job. You go over to the printer, and if it looks good enough, you could print the remaining copies. It has reserve print. It stores it now, and anybody can print it from the control panel. And then repeat print. It prints it now, and then anybody can print it from the control panel. And by printing it from the control panel, I mean this, held jobs. I have a held job in here, so I can view this and print it. Change the print options. I could duplex it, collate it. So this is a held job, actually a reserve print, so that anybody can print it, but they all work basically the same way. If I had a pin on this, I wouldn't be able to look at it. It would ask me for a pin. So this is jobs by users, and that same job should be in here under my login. Forms and favorites. These are another way to actually the bookmarks were web pages, but the forms and favorites, these are on the network. So I can delete, change the name, make favorites, whatnot, but these are, if I wanted to print out documents on the network, that I would go to forms and favorites. And these forms and favorites can be assigned by a user, and if I log in, I get my own forms and favorites and my own bookmarks. So these are all public right now, but you can have them customized by user. Right, the background is pretty cool. You can change the background, clouds, whatever that is. It's water. And then finally the echo settings. This is also powerful stuff. Standby mode, time, sleep mode time, screen brightness, toner darkness, quiet mode, which slows the printer down and it operates much quieter. And then you can go into echo mode and turn on energy saving, energy and paper or just paper. And if I turn on energy and paper and turn it on, you'll see out here it's now in two-sided automatically. So everything that prints will be two-sided. So let's turn that off, and it also adjusts the sleep mode, so you can't modify it out here anymore. So that's what part of this energy paper is. I'll turn it off for now. Also powerful. And back over here, the settings, apps. You can adjust these. You can adjust everything here. You can on the background and idle screen, you can actually put it like your company image on there if you wanted, but it's add. And then you can put text on there. Welcome, whatever. Beware. And you can, here's your different background images you can use. You can put a custom image there. So you have not only the sleep image, but also idle screen image, but also the custom background you can put on there. And here's where you set up your forms and favorites. And I have this here, this test report available. And you can see it could be network, FTP, HTTP, HTTPS. Here's your address for the document that you want to pull up. Here's the authentication information. So if you want to make sure that only certain people can get to this stuff, you would adjust it here. And then also you can set the default paper source, whether it's duplex, all kinds of stuff, a border, staple, and assign it to the forms and favorites. So that's pretty powerful stuff. And these are the two that I showed you from forms and favorites that were on our network. And this is slightly different than bookmarks, which we have several bookmarks here. So let's look at this one. All right, this one, bookmarks, all you can do is put documents that are basically on FTP or on the internet. With forms and favorites, you can do network documents, and it doesn't have quite the number of options here, like finishing. So it's a little more little less programmable, but nonetheless, and you can require a pin here. So these bookmarks would be for general access, and the forms and favorites would be for more personalized use. Have way more. Remember, we had way more control over who can see and do, and the security, the finishing options. We can require a username and a password. So this is far more secure than bookmarks. Okay. I think that's about it on this embedded web server. This is a very powerful tool, and I believe that's it. Pretty much every Lexmark you buy is going to be that not pretty much, but every one of the new Lexmark printers that just came out, all 42 of them last month, have the exact same embedded web server, So the ones with the MFPs will have something called profiles, which are scan profiles that you can assign to uh, different users by login. In other words, a profile would be where their personal scan folder would be, and personalized workflows. But this is just a printer, so you don't see that option. So I think I covered everything here. We looked at the print driver, we looked at all the software, we looked at the web server, we looked at status messenger, we looked at status monitor. I don't want to install any additional software. All of these things go into the print driver settings. This is the print queue, and this is the monitor. Will open up for supply status. We've seen it all, and it's very complex, but it's complex only if you need it. So it really, from anybody from home all the way up to the highest levels of the enterprise, you have what you need with this printer. So looking forward to doing a test. The Lexmark stuff, the Lexmark software is really first rate, and they do a nice job. So thanks for watching. And here's the user guide. It's a PDF, and one of the reasons I'm showing you is that Lexmark does a pretty darn good job on user guides. And remember, you can also access a online user guide that is more dynamic. But some of the things that you'll see here is a media specialty media guide, something that many printers do not tell you the weights, tips on using labels, transparencies, using specialty media. Got live links to lexmark.com, how to print on envelopes, supported paperweights and sizes, how to understand the printer menus. So there's a lot of stuff in the printer menus, and also I showed you that remote panel before, and I forgot to mention it. You can actually turn on or off uh, those applications that we were looking at on the screen before. Let's go back to this while that's loading. This is telling you how to configure all of these menus, how to edit security, disk wiping menu, on and on and on. So environmental, saving money and the environment, recycling, maintaining, clearing jams, troubleshooting. So it's a really comprehensive manual, and the only reason I'm showing it to you is because it's better than most user guide. So let's go back to this thing quickly, and I want to show you something. Okay. General settings. No, it's not here. Apps. Apps management. Oh man, I hope I can find it without doing too much mucking around. Bookmark setup, printer. is home screen customization. All of those icons that we saw before, I can take them off. I can get rid of them and have nothing there, or just these. So you can simplify, customize this home screen even further with getting rid of the icons that are on there, or activating the ones that you want. So that's it. And just wanted to show you that.